And we're back. I had no idea that the stream went off, but I was checking on my different stuff and I saw that I'm like, what? How did that happen? So it looks like it was like 20 minutes ago. So yeah. Anyways, we are back and so give me a second to get some stuff set up again. And I will be right back. You can see the screen, you can see stuff happening in the meantime, and I'll be right back. All right. So, see how long it takes for this thing to run? I was gone for like 5 minutes and it's still running. So it's got to take some time. I mean, this might be why the stream got cut off because it's probably using a lot of internet power to put all these things in. But it is what it is. We will figure it out as time goes on. But yeah, that sucks though to get cut off. So we're doing so well, and now this is going to be like in two different parts. But so this will be part 2 of 2 apparently. So here we go. Just wait for everything to happen. So right now it's attaching Airflow init 1. That sucks. Failed to start. The service Postgres is unhealthy. And that was when we ran this command. So let's see here. All right. So let's see why we get this. So let's see. For this, you have to change it to something like that. All right, so let's take a look at our Docker Compose file. So let's see. So I'm looking here for all right, Postgres volumes. PG data. So maybe this is what they're referring to with PG data colon or Postgres volume colon var lib Postgres data. So the error we're getting is we're trying to figure out why Postgres is why it's not able to start. I'm here. Let's see here. Let's do this like that on Mac. Let's specify that it's on the Mac. Let's see here. So, okay. Here's healthy. I try to experiment the number of retries. Looks like you're running Docker desktop. You can upgrade to the latest version. Yeah. She persisted when I had the most recent Docker. Okay. It's always one thing after the other, right? Yes, this is one of the that works out for them. Right. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. Okay. In regards to the platform issue mentioned, Compose will try to pull by default the image for your specific platform version available to use with. Oh, it always comes down to the M1, M2 chip, right? So let's try to see if there's any insight here. So that's interesting. That is very interesting. So with that case, let's say Postgres Docker container arm. So ARM Postgres would for the okay. So how do we get that one then? So now that we have an idea of why that's not starting, let's go back over here and let's look at our Postgres image, Postgres 13 environment. So we could do, let's see what we have. ARM in here, AMD, ARM. The question is, how do we? All right, so where? Let's see. So is the image ARM 64.8 Postgres? Guess we shall try that. Just have to sit through and suffer through the whole thing over again, though. I don't know if I'm on break or if I'm on. All right, cool. Let's go here. And our image is going to be, just going to do the latest. Why don't we? Instead of 13, let's do, or do they have a 13 in here? They do. All right, so I'm going to just change this right here to this and leave the 13 because let's use the same one that that's being used. And let's try that again then. So let's do that. See what happens. Let's do this. I'm going to do.
Lunch break, lunch break.
All right, since we had technical difficulties, I'm just going to work through the lunch break and I'm going to just throw another 20 minutes on the clock.
Let's go! Let's go!
And let's see here. Oh, failed to start because dependency failed to start. So what I'm going to do is docker psa and see if we have a Postgres. I wonder if I could just start it manually. I don't know. Let's see what happens if we take this. See what's running. Oops. Let's see what's running. And we have Redis running. We do have Postgres running. Restarting though. All right, so let's do this. Docker stop and docker ps up less than a minute. Health starting. You could always remove that as well. Restarting. So that's not staying up. Okay, cool. So here, docker ps, docker. So if I do this one, it's going to say that it's starting, but then it's going to say, it just says restarting, so that's not going to work. So that means, let's see if we do, let's try something. Let's say we do docker run Postgres on Mac. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just try to start a Docker Postgres on its own. And see what happens from there. So I'm going to copy this right here. And this is how we troubleshoot, right? Because we need to isolate the problem. Because right now, trying to run it in the Docker Compose is doing a bunch of stuff, and it's not really going to tell us what it is. So I'm going to copy this right here, and I'm gonna let's clear this out. I'm gonna paste this right, and so let's run it like this, right? With regular Postgres, see what happens, and then if that errors out, then we're going to remove it, and we are going to try the ARM based one because we are on a M1 chip. All right. All right. So it's trying to, so yeah, the Postgres already exists, right? And it's trying to set up the latest one. Something got stuck. Yeah, like this is how we troubleshoot. Because we're not going to be able to get to the Selenium-Wire part if we can't get the Postgres working, apparently, right? So mm, all right. So we are waiting for this to come back up. I don't know why my bitrate is so low. Annoying. I think my internet's slowing down. So that's probably what it is. Let's see. I think the internet's slowing down drastically. But it is what it is. Let's keep going. Yeah, that's going very, very slow. All right, here we go. There we go. Came back. Came back to life. All right, so let's keep going. Let's see what happens. So we have this downloaded new image, and we have Postgres up and running. Let's see. Now Docker PS. So that one is up. Huh. Isn't that something? So what does that mean we're going to do? We are going to go into our this Docker right here. We're going to change that to here. And we're going to do latest. And let's try the init again, right? Because we didn't do anything special with the other one. So let's try this again, all right? Let's see what happens. So so I don't want to do that part. All right, is this? Let's go with Docker compose down. Let's get everything gone and let's try to do it again. I do not want to. Because if Postgres can install locally, Doesn't make any sense. Failed to start container for service. I think I'm gonna have to work on this part, right? Because if I don't want to build a container over. But if I can get Postgres on my local machine, I wonder if I could just pivot it to use that one. Hmm. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Docker PS. Postgres latest. So we have this Postgres here. This one is up and running. This one is having trouble. Just take the latest off. And let's go here. Let's see here. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back and clean up the environment. Or I wonder if I could just tell it to use a different one. Because apparently the Postgres works on this computer, but just the one that's part of Airflow doesn't. Let's see. Let's do that again. Stop and delete containers, delete volumes. But I'm looking at this right now. It says to stop and delete containers, delete volumes with database, data, and download images. Run that. All right, I'm gonna just do that. Let's kill everything. Because what I don't understand is what's going on, Don? Having a little issue right now. So this is what I did, Don, right? So when I'm running it through Airflow, doing the Docker Compose up, saying that it can't start Postgres, right? However, what I did to troubleshoot is I started Postgres like do a Docker run for Postgres, and now yeah, my day was pretty long too. I hear your pain. So what I have here, right? I have a Postgres that's up and running that I started manually, but the one that's coming in through the Docker Compose, that one is having issues. Maybe I should take out the health check. Let's redo this. What happens? Go here. Let me try that. So let's do Docker PS. let's say Docker stop. And so that stopped. Doesn't say what's supposed to run on. So let me undo this for now. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to nuke everything and start it over. So that's so all right, and then let's try that. Yeah. So when I install Postgres like manually, it starts. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the health check for now because I just needed it to start so that we can get to the Selenium-Wire part because the Redis part isn't as important. Let's see what happens with that. Let's see. I can give it to you here, here. Sent. All right, cool. So I wonder if I could just pivot to use a different one. Hold on. Let's see something. Postgres. I have an idea. Go here. Let's go to what I think I can do is just bypass the setting up of Postgres and let's see. Let me minimize this. Postgres image. So if we look here, so let me show you where I'm at. Okay, so the part that I'm working on is here's what I did, right? I'm on this step, right? It says you need to run the database migration and create the first user account, right? So I was supposed to get this, right? And then I could set the environment variables for this.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
But what happens is it's having issues starting the Postgres, right? But maybe that's what the problem is. Let me try something real quick. So let's see. Can I do Docker compose use existing container? Let's try that. I guess that won't work. Error logs in console. Okay, cool. Let me do that. All right, so let me get this back to how it was. All right, and Don, do you want to call him? Maybe it'd be better if we talk through it instead of in the chat. So restarting, and then let's do Docker logs Airflow. So check the Slack. All right, I think I see some of the stuff that's happening here.
Call from
Don Johnson.
Hello.
Hi, I'd like to speak to Ralph.
What's up, Don?
What's up? So I'm noticing in the live, there's a lot of environmental variables like the authentication parameters and possibly host that aren't set. Was this given to you by like another person who's trying to debug this?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the backstory is a data engineer from Taiwan was trying to set up Selenium-Wire, and they're having some issues. So they're able to get it to they're able to set up their environment on their end, but they're having issue with the Selenium-Wire part. So I'm getting stuck on the Postgres part because that's the part. That's the only part that's not starting up from what I can see so far.
Have you defined authentication parameters for your instance?
So what I was going through, right? Which let me show you here. Probably might be on delay for you, but what I was going through was in his in his README, right? He said that. So I did the Docker build, right? With his image, or like how he built
Hmm.
Airflow, right? And then it says you have to
Right.
do Docker compose up Airflow in it. But there's on the Airflow documentation, you have to set up the Airflow UID, which I did that.
Hmm.
But it didn't say anything else about like setting. It said like when you do the Docker compose up Airflow in it,
Yeah.
it's going to create the account for with the login Airflow and the password Airflow. So that's where.
Yeah. That you're probably good on the Airflow stuff, but
Mhm,
you're like you said, you're getting locked up with the Postgres stuff.
mhm,
Um, what I would do, there's ways to set in the compose to set the username and the password for Postgres. Um, but
Right,
they're
like
playing
right
it safe.
here.
Yeah. Um, one thing he didn't give you is what's typical is a .env file,
I
an
started creating one of
environmental
those.
file. Yeah, yeah. I think just being able to look through that log and make
Uh-huh.
sure you define all those variables um, should get you past what you're getting blocked on,
All
and
right.
then you can move on to the Selenium-Wire. But you're just blocked because of those other Postgres environmental variables not being set.
So and I'm
So
and I'm just choosing what I want it to be, right? Like it's not there's not something
yeah,
that's already set.
yeah,
All right,
it could
cool.
be just local dev, fluff. Doesn't matter who's watching because it's just a local instance. Unless
Yeah.
you're pushing this to AWS, then don't do it live.
All right, cool. So let me do Postgres password or pass, or let's say Don is a genius. All right, so let's go with that.
Not today, man. I'm drained. Probably you
Yeah,
too.
it was tough.
You know. Hmm. Just like a lot of work, work gets shoved down the pipe, and they think QA's robots. You know,
Gotcha. Do I
I
have to
almost want to like,
define a
oh,
database? Let's
yes,
see.
yeah. So there is a few libraries that allow you to load and set environmental variables in Python.
Hmm.
It's like .env or something like that. Um, so you're gonna have to, or you can define them directly in your compose file.
Yeah, yeah. I saw in
So,
the compose file it has these in here.
hmm.
So just adding them in part of the .env to see what happens.
Yeah.
So let's go to. Let me try Docker Compose down first, and then I think I might have to like redo some stuff, but we'll see.
Hmm. It's the fun of all this, man.
Yeah.
Run until it works, and then you can do the happy dance.
So let's see what happens. It's taking longer, so that's a good sign, I guess. Because like,
PyPath.
oh, well, that's better. Uh,
Yeah, it is.
and I had this the first
Damn.
time I did it, right? I had
Yeah.
wiped everything out because I
Hmm.
hadn't did that UID thing. But
Hmm.
let's see what happens with this. Because this gets further down into some stuff that I saw in the Docker Compose file, where it
Yeah.
was talking about you don't have like the memory and stuff.
Hmm. How much memory you have?
I think I allocated like I don't know. Let me see. Where's my Docker stuff? Uh, how much memory I've allocated to this?
At least 4 gigs of
Yeah, I have
memory.
4 gigs allocated to Docker.
Wow, they hit you with it. You had 3.9. Sorry.
Yeah, they have some nerve.
Yeah. Huh. I'm gonna hit you with the common technical support response. You need more RAM? Have a nice day, sir.
All right, so let's see. Uh,
I'm wondering what else is running that's like killing your memory. Because you
so
probably have 16 or 32. Oh wait, you're streaming, dude. Yeah,
yeah,
you're eating all your memory up right now.
so this is what happened last time, right? And that's why I had to reset it. But it's saying that the password authentication failed for user Airflow, which doesn't make sense.
Huh. Now, can you log on to Postgres with like Beaver and with that username and password?
Oh, so Postgres is up and running, so that's good.
Yeah. So we can try to diagnose by just saying, hey, can we even get to the we're trying to authenticate to the database with that username and password. Yeah, you got Postgres running, Redis running, but you don't have any of the you don't have any of the Airflow instances running, like the workers, the schedulers.
Yeah. Oh, because I haven't done the
Yeah.
Docker Compose up yet.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I would assume that I should have Postgres to be able to log in, right? To
Yeah, since it's
All
yeah.
right. So here, let's do a connection. So I hope everyone can see the life of a QA engineer right now.
It's, it just doesn't always happen automatically. You're lucky when it does. You're handed a body of work from a stranger, and you have to. They may not even know what state it's in, and then you're the one that has to fix it.
Mm, Hold on a second. Shoot.
I learned a valuable lesson today.
What's that?
Like I wrote a tool for production to do some things for customer service and like save them a lot of time. And it does one thing very specific, and then everybody's like automatically saying, "Well, it should do this and this and this as well." And I'm like, "Well, then request a ticket." But it just doesn't automatically change its functionality based off what you think it should do. So that's sort of school them on that. Like it does one thing, put documentation up, to illustrate that. If you want a feature, request it, and I will accommodate it. No problem.
Give me 1 second. Just have to do something real quick.
Did you just see a service I wrote for you the other day?
Which one?
I won't say the name on live, but you know,
Oh,
service I wrote.
not yet.
Okay.
It is on my list of to dos. All right. Let's see here. All right. So let's go to. All right. Let's go here. So Postgres. Postgres. Could be localhost. Let me check the port that it's running on. Mm. 5432 localhost 5432 localhost. What was my database name? All right, so let's test connection. All right, download. Connection refused. Check the host name and port.
Okay, so it didn't get set. Hold on here.
Database should have been this one though. So go back here. Airflow role does not exist.
All right. Go back into the Docker compose file.
Yep.
And do a search for just the Postgres instructions, or Postgres _ user.
Okay.
Now, does it say like $ brackets Postgres user right
Yes.
now? Okay.
Yes.
Change that and define it. Define it to something you want. Like for the sake of it, like use ops, ops for both the username and the password. You can take away the $ and the brackets. Just put it in plain text.
Okay. How about the database?
Yeah, this is bad practice, people. Don't ever do this, because you'll have to commit this code
It's
to
all troubleshooting.
SVN, and you will just ops.
Just ops
one time.
Okay.
Yeah, for each section, like for the username and the password. Don't ever do this.
How about for the database?
Yeah, database. Yeah, define it to what do you want the database name to be? What should it be?
Let's go with just Postgres DB.
Yeah. Once we figured all that out, you'll have to set environmental variables in like your terminal, and it will pull from there. Or you'd have to set it in the env file. It doesn't seem like it's reading it, but you have to have a special.
All right.
There we go.
Let's do that again.
All right. Let's kill all the Docker instances right now and rebuild your compose.
Yeah. So is it supposed to be like when you do this, right? It's going to set up the username and password that you set, and then it's going to create the Airflow user after that?
So usually in the Docker instance, you can set them up, but you may need further instructions where, like in what they call an entry point, and it's usually in the form of a shell script. So I wonder if he defined an entry point in his. Hold on, let me take a look. I'm looking at the script right now to see if he. Hold on. a long script, man. He's giving you work.
You got off work to go back to work.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, this is legit. He's trying to have you solve something he's dealing with at work. 1 second.
Well, the thing is, I think I
Um,
know how to solve the Selenium-Wire issue. It's just getting to actual
yeah,
Selenium-Wire
getting
issue.
there, I think, is where we're getting blocked.
Yeah.
He should have, if he provided you with the environmental variables and like an actual repo that we could pull from, then we would be past this by now.
You see, like right here,
What's
password authentication failed for user. But I do
Is he
see.
watching right now?
No, I don't think so. But
Okay.
I do see this, right? So watch this. So if we go here, Docker logs, right? It's saying that the raw. So all right.
Yeah, there's a provisioning step that's not happening. Like the next phase, once we have Postgres, that's fine. But if there hasn't been an entry written, like if the schema hasn't been introduced into Postgres, we can't do anything. So usually in the instructions, you'll have like a secondary shell script that creates the tables, creates all the columns and everything you need, and the inserts, the username and password, the provisional stuff. I think we're missing that step too. So let me see what sort of entry points he has here. So if you look in the environmental section of the Airflow worker, there's a commented line for how to set entry point instructions. So that would allow for once we have all the environments up, we have to it will programmatically take entry point instructions and set up all the necessary things. So now what we have is a problem with, okay, we got everything up, but we're not actually provisioning these environments with the appropriate accounts, the appropriate tables. There's a lot missing from the script. He assumes too much. He or she needs to give us that information, right? Maybe his project had too much proprietary internal info and he couldn't release that, and he just gave you the root file.
Mm-hmm.
But we would have to sort of assess through that and figure out what that schema looks like and create an entry point for it. They do have documentation at least to how to set up an entry point.
Yeah.
For propagation, and then we'd have to call upon that entry script and then do a provisioning as like the last step. You know what I'm saying? You say set this, set this, set this. Now the entry point will provision all the tables we need, all the users we need, so on and so forth. So
yep. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night, and
yeah,
I'm gonna figure out how to get into it. I'm gonna figure out how to get into it, and then next time we can just go straight from getting into it and go straight to the Selenium-Wire issue, because I really care about the Selenium-Wire part.
Yeah, what I can do is come up with a much simpler approach to this with our own setup. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll figure out how to introduce the Selenium-Wire.
Yeah, we can do that too. Yeah.
All right, and then we can sort of collab on that.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
All right.
I'm looking at this real quick, right? So I'm looking at. Probably take you a second to catch up to it, but it's saying setting up on the Airflow site, setting up a Postgres SQL database, right? So you need to create a database and a database user that Airflow will use to access the database. So if I can connect to that Postgres server, then I can just drop the database in there with the user and the password.
Well, here's the thing, because it's ephemeral, what you might run into is once you tear down and run it back up, you'll lose that.
Yeah.
You'll have to re-add it manually again.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll see. Cause I really just want to get to the Selenium-Wire part. So I'll see how I can get in there and set it up and then keep moving forward from there.
Okay.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for calling in, Don.
All right.
Appreciate it.
No problem. All right.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, there we have it. Thank you for calling in, Don. So the Postgres is what's holding us up right now. So the next time we come back to this, we're going to have the Postgres working because we're not going to stay stuck on this because this is not the primary part of this. We just want to see if we can get the Selenium-Wire part working. So that's what we're going to look into. That's what we'll look into next time. So yeah, but next time we come back, that part will be working and we'll go from there. But that's it for tonight. So crazy night, stream getting cut off, having to start it back over again. We were lucky enough to have Don call in and work through us with this, and we're going to figure this out and we're going to come back with it next time better than ever. But until then, right? So if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel, like the video, all that good stuff. And check out the Patreon, see all the cool things that we have going on in there. Hope you enjoyed the job search part. You might have missed it because it might have been while the stream was down, but we will build it as we fly it. But until next time, everyone, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for rocking with us. Thank you for trying to figure out this Airflow with us. And until I see you again.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Hear me, warriors of the North. Today we have tasted the sweet nectar of victory. Our foes indeed defeated, and their lands are now bow before us. The gods themselves have favored our glorious deeds on this glorious day. We have shed blood, sweat, and tears to claim this land. Our relentless spirit, our unyielding determination, these are the very essence of our people. The spirit of our ancestors rejoice in the halls of Valhalla. For today, we have added to their eternal glory. Our victories will echo throughout the ages, and our names will be etched in the annals of history. But let us not forget the present pain the brothers and sisters we lost. They now feast in the hall of our forefathers, watching over us with pride. Their sacrifice has paved the way for this moment of triumph. As we celebrate this conquest, let us also remember that our journey is far from over. More land awaits our conquest, more battles upon us forth, and the fire in our hearts burn ever brighter, for there is no limit to what we can achieve. To those who dare stand against us, let them tremble in fear, for they shall witness the fury of the northern storm, the wrath of the untamed barbarians. Today we celebrate our victory. Tomorrow, we set our sights on new horizons, uncharted land where our banners will fly high. We are Vikings, we're barbarians, we are masters of conquest.